Our starting point today is the latest developments on the talks between South Korea and the U.S. to set a missile defense upgrade against the North. Seoul and Washington have signed a joint agreement to set up a joint working group. We have our defense correspondent Kim Hyun standing by at the Ministry of National Defense in Seoul to tell us more. Hyun, fill us in on the latest.
That's right, Daniel. Seoul and Washington signed an agreement earlier today to start official talks about the possible deployment of THAAD here in Korea.
As part of enhancing Korea U.S. missile defense readiness, we will discuss the possible deployment of THAAD, which will be managed by U.S. Forces Korea.
The two sides discussed pre-requirements that need ironing out to deploy THAAD on the peninsula, including the location of THAAD, management, safety, and cost sharing of the U.S. missile defense system. The sides were co-headed by the South Korean Ministry's Director General Chang Kyung-soo and U.S. Forces Korea's Major General Robert Hiddlin. The first working group was held here at the ministry at 3 p.m. local time. And the ministry says that the deployment of THAAD is being discussed due to the increasing threats from Pyongyang and in response to the regime's fourth nuclear test and long-distance rocket launch earlier this year. Now, China and Russia have voiced their opposition to the deployment as the missile interceptor could pose a risk to strategic security. Now, China in particular has shown explicit irritation over the MD system, claiming that it could spy on Beijing's military posture. Today, Seoul and Washington have assured that that is purely a defensive system.
Well, we'll need to drill it through China's thick outer layer that it is a defensive system that will not jeopardize their security concerns. Moving on, the short-distance projectile fired by North Korea on Thursday, Hyunbin, they're believed to be new additions to the North's military hardware, we believe. Could you tell us more about that?
Well, that's correct. A military official says that around 8 short-range projectiles fired on Thursday are thought to be launched from North Korea's newly developed 300mm multiple rocket launcher. Now, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is believed to have presided over the launch at Wonsan, Gangwon-do province. Now, this new weapon has a range of up to 200 kilometers, and when fired from the border, it can target the newly built U.S. base in Pyeongtaek in Gyeonggi-do province. Now, a military official says that the 300mm multiple rocket launcher is almost ready for placement on the front lines, and added that the South Korean military needs to come up with new countermeasures to neutralize the weaponry. Now, South Korea has been developing its own multiple rocket launcher known as Chunmoo, but the system only has a range of 80 kilometers, which will not have enough firepower to neutralize North Korea's newly developed 300mm multiple rocket launchers. Now, this is all I have for now. We'll bring more updates in the later newscasts.